So after using the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X for some time, I'm here to review it. This review is sponsored by Banggood.com. If you are looking for a new device, visit the link in the description and comments. You will also support my channel with this. In the mobile market we have a lot of competition, which is great for us as consumer. We see more and more brands delivering us more for less. Xiaomi is one of them, and this Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X is a great example for it. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X is a mid-range device with a great price tag. At the moment of recording this device will be sold for €142 to €162, depending on the color selection. This price will go up after the promotion ended at the 17th of April. I will place a link in the description directly linking to this device if you're interested. So let's first look at the specifications of this device. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X has a Snapdragon 625, 3GB of RAM, 32GB of internal memory, which you can expand up to 128GB via microSD. It supports a 30MP main camera with a f2.0 aperture. It has a 5.5-inch Full HD display with 403 ppi, a 5MP front-facing camera, and it runs on Android 6. On the bottom we have one speaker. While it looks like you have two, the one on the left is cut out to make it symmetrical, and this does help with the overall look. Those little details are really helping to make this device look good. It has a whopping 4100 mAh battery that easily is giving me 2 days of average use. The overall design is beautiful. It looks like a device that would go for more money than it really does. I love those little details like the antenna lines and the ring around the camera and fingerprint scanner, having this silver-like effect. It pops more on the black one, but it also looks good on the gold one. So let's start with talking about the battery. It's honestly one of the greatest selling points for this device. I'm a pretty average user. I watch my videos, I play games on it, and of course some music, though I advise to not use the speakers for music, but we'll get to that later. The 4100 mAh battery is easily lasting me 2 days, with a lot of screen on time. A little note though, that while this is being sold as a 4100 mAh battery, you can also have one that has 4000 mAh battery. Mine is showing that I have a 4000 mAh battery. When you charge this battery though, I would advise you to do this while you are sleeping or you don't need it for some time, because it doesn't feature fast charging, which basically means that the charging does take a lot of time. Now when we get to the camera, you get a decent shooter when you have enough light. Details aren't bad at all. It even allows for some decent micro shots. However, it does take a bit of time to get the focus where you want it in micro shots. This doesn't count, however, for when you're doing normal shots. The focus is pretty fast. In video and in picture mode, you can select to use autofocus or manual. I myself like manual simply because it gives me that little bit of more control. Here is a sample on how fast the focus is. But while the camera does a pretty good job when the setup is perfect, it gets harder when you throw harder things at it. For example, when you are trying to capture something with sunlight directed to the camera, it has some problems keeping the colors at the far end of the picture. Now you can use HDR mode as well, but this still keeps the same effect. But it does also take a bit longer to shoot a picture in the HDR mode. That means that it can result in a weird shot when you have a moving object in it. You can see in this picture, when there is no sun shining directly in the camera, you really have no problems with the back being grey. Other than that, it doesn't feature optical image stabilization, so a steady hand would really help. Just check this footage and see what I mean. I start walking normal and after that I'm trying to keep myself very steady. Where the camera is not that good is when it gets dark. Details are lost and the shots have a lot of grain to it. So I wouldn't expect too much of low light shots. It will have its problems. So while the camera isn't that great, I wouldn't expect more of it. I honestly imagine that it would be worse, seeing how this is a budget phone. So when you do buy it, I don't think it's something you should fall over. In normal situation, it's really enough to capture what you want. Just don't expect it to rival a Samsung or an iPhone. So because this phone features a Snapdragon 625 combined with 3GB of RAM, we get a snappy phone. It doesn't have any problems doing your daily things. It even runs smoothly Real Racing 3, one of the most heavy games for graphics I could come up with. I have yet to experience any lag on this phone, something I do have with my high-end phone. So that's really impressive. This fast experience also counts for the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner is well placed on the rear, and this does unlock your phone really fast. A good thing as well is that you don't need to turn your screen on to unlock your device. You just place your finger on the fingerprint scanner and it unlocks your device. Fast and consistent as well. It does a better job than my phone that has a price tag 4 times more than this one. So then we have the display. The display is pretty good. It has a Full HD 5.5 inch display with 403 ppi. Sure, the colors are pretty flat compared to the high-end market, but it works just fine. Just don't expect the colors to really pop. While this device does have a max brightness of 450 nits, it does have some issues in direct sunlight. But that's not because of the brightness, but because of the reflective surface on the screen. It sometimes can make it hard to see. It does have great viewing angles though. But what if you want to use the single speaker while you are watching videos on your device? Well, I would honestly say use a headset. These speakers are really not something to write home about. The sound is very flat and there's no bass at all. It even gets worse when you have a trailer-like sound or voices. It does have enough sound output though. It's not very loud, but enough volume for you to use it. Just listen to the sample. Something that I really like on this device is that you can change your themes. Really nice when you want to change the look of your device. And it does have a lot of options to do so. I always like to have options like this, so I'm happy that they allow the user to do so. All in all, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X is a nice phone. You pay for what you get instead of paying for who you get it from. I do wonder how long this will be though. At some point Xiaomi will have grown and we will see it in the price. But then again, other companies will do the same. These cheaper mid-range phones are really good for us as consumer. It leaves us plenty of options and puts some pressure on other companies. Let's not forget that Apple used to sell their iPhones for much more. So in short, if you are looking for a smartphone with a good price, fast experience, long-lasting battery and most of the shots are good in good lighting conditions, you cannot go wrong with the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X. Again, if you are interested in this phone or any other, put the link in the description and in the comments. Have a good one.